Hey, Facebook Live, how are you doing today? This is a late lunchtime Facebook Live because I just keep thinking of fun takeaways from yesterday's event, and I just want to tell you about them. They're just absolutely amazing. Now, sorry, I'm checking my phone. I'm not checking my phone. I'm actually pulling up one of the moments because you're going to have to see this to be able to believe what actually happened, because I was riding the bus I was taking the 9:30 in, and something happened, and I knew when I looked and saw this thing that it was going to be a very long day. And what I'd like to do is tell it to you in the context of personal growth, because this is an area, and it is the fashion domain, where I have a great deal of personal growth to do, if you know what I mean. And ladies, you know what I mean, because if you hang out with somebody who has needs in the area of personal growth and is not willing to grow and not willing to change those needs, it can be a bad thing, and you might not be hanging out with that person anymore. All right, Teresa. So good with these Facebook Lives. Well, hey, actually, what I'm doing from one attempt excuse of a stand-up comic to another. You're not a pathetic excuse for a stand-up comic, Teresa. You are a stand-up comic, and you are quite good. I'm actually finding this is a great place to test out material. So I'm actually building for a very funny story, but we're gonna tie that in with yesterday's TEDx talks, and we're tying it in with the 15 invaluable laws of growth. So I just want to show you this little thing that I found on the bus, because one moment I'm posting all kinds of neat stuff that's getting all kinds of likes and everything else. The next moment, I know that I have some personal growth to do. And it only got worse and worse all day long. You know, this first law in this book, I mean, we've got these laws of gravity. The laws of growth. It might be the law of gravity. It might be the law of growth. But just like I can't walk off my roof without falling down and hitting myself on the backside, the laws of growth need to be heeded and obeyed. And you know what else needs to be heeded and obeyed? The laws of fashion. Yes, the laws of fashion. Now, I'm going to tie all this stuff in, because the law of awareness says that you need to be able to be aware of what's going on. You need to know yourself in order to grow yourself. That's what the law of awareness has. And so I'm going to subtitle a sub-law in the area of fashion domain, because yesterday something happened to me when I was riding on the bus into the TED Talk, into the TEDx Wilmington event, and something happened to me in the area of fashion and personal fashion awareness. And when I saw what it was, my level of awareness, it's a binary, You either are aware or you're not. And when I walked to the bus yesterday, and when I got on the bus, and when I paid my fare on the bus, and when I walked back to my seat on the bus, and when I sat down on the bus, and when I went most of the way into Wilmington, from where I live here, a couple of miles from Pennsylvania, they actually do have bus service, but I was in a binary of awareness, and actually I was not aware. All right, so I can be the guy that's doing the big library event tomorrow that I hope that you join and send somebody to that needs to be aware. Maybe not fashion aware, because I'm not trying to set myself up in that way. But I needed to grow. And even though I'm prepping this, even though we got people registered for this event for growth, there are areas, is my point, where I need to grow. And I didn't even know I need to grow. But now I know that I need to grow, and I'm going to show you the proof. What could have possibly happened, Nathan? You are thinking to yourself, the numbers on the Facebook Live are going up as people are wondering, what in the bleepity bleep heck could you have seen that made you aware of your need to grow? I'm not ignoring you. I'm looking for the right picture to show you. Well, my friends, here's what happened. Okay, three words. Three words happened. Okay, I looked down. I looked down. And when I looked down, I saw something. You want to know what I saw? Okay, I'm not going to show you until somebody asks me on the comment here or gives me some likes, because I mean, we can play this game. There are more people than normal watching this right now. If you want to see what I saw that caused me to go from unawareness in my fashion yesterday to go from unawareness to being aware that I had a major fashion problem, you're going to have to click the like button or a comment, or else I'm not going to show you the picture that I have right here. John, okay, finally, man, you guys are tough. I mean, that was a tough game of chicken, my friends, okay? Well, John, I was riding on the bus, okay? It was like that Weird Al Yankovic song, Another One Rides the Bus, to the tune of Queen's Another One Bites the Dust. And I bit the dust because this, my friends, let's put the visibility up. It's already up all the way. This is what I saw when I looked down. Can you see this? Can you see it? You see what I saw? Can you see that yet? What's that? So I'm going into town to help out with the TED Talks. I'm going to be, we had our Secretary of Health and Human Services for the state of Delaware giving a TED Talk yesterday, and I look down and I realize that I put on the wrong pants. I put on the wrong pants. Now I wasn't so aware. I used to just buy things and then wear them and not even I don't like to try it on. My mother this drove her up the wall that I didn't like going into the room and, a weird room in the department store and trying on clothes. And I would try to cheat. I would put on the pants over my existing pants as a little kid. And then as a teenager, and later on as an adult, I would just try to do this on and off, in and out, as soon as possible, and then later, the clothes would not already fit. Now, when I went to the department store and brought it home, I did not realize that I had a hole in my pants. Okay? I didn't realize. I was not aware. And you know what? You need to know yourself to grow yourself, and you need to know your clothes to be able to get better clothes, okay, and get functional clothes. And I'm not a seamstress. I am not a clothier. I am not a haberdasher, okay, folks? So I'm having a 911 moment on the bus, looking down, seeing that I got this giant, sexy thigh hole, all right, in my pants. And then I'm going to be hanging out at TEDx Wilmington. All right, long story short, I spun it around and I made it a little bit more relatable, okay? I was able to connect on common ground. That's another curriculum that John teaches out of. John Knuthia here, who's my good friend, and I teach out of it right here on the other side of the Delaware border. He's over in Pennsylvania. And we teach about this. If you want to connect to people, don't be the person that is perfect in fashion. Don't be horrible at fashion, because that's kind of repulsive, okay? But use your mistakes to kind of connect you to other people. So so I used that to connect with other people, and the secretary doctor said to me, "Oh, that's not noticeable." All the ladies were so nice to me. They lied to me. All of them lied. They said, "Oh, you're so skinny, we can't even tell. You don't need a safety pin. You're all right." Okay, and I don't know if that was the case or not, but I was so busy. I was doing all kinds of stuff to try to serve people given the event. Oh my gosh. Now, here's how unaware I was, okay? Here's the law of awareness says you got to know yourself to grow yourself. So I thought the problem was that I had this big thigh hole. At the end of the event, we're packing up, we're going home, we're giving each other a high five. Now, my friend Bob Turner, okay, fellow instructional designer, okay? Only an instructional designer, well, really anybody, but when an instructional designer realizes that you've got bigger fashion issues than the hole in your pants, you know you've got a problem, okay? So I know I got to keep growing. What could have possibly been worse than what I just showed you a second ago? What could possibly have been worse, my friends, than this? What could be worse than that? He says to me, "Oh, I see, Nathan, I see you like to shop at Marshall's." And I'm like, what the heck, Bob? No, I shop at Nordstrom's, I shop at Macy's, I shop at Bloomingdale's. He says, "No, Nathan, I know you shop at Marshall's." I said, "How the heck do you know that?" He said, "Well, I can just tell." And he kind of gives me a little tug, and I'm like, what? And I realize I still am wearing, what's worse than this hole in my pants? Friends, I'm still wearing the tag. Okay, it says retail value. Retail value, $29.99. Actual retail price, $20, Marshalls. And it's hanging out from the back of my pants. I tell you what, the law of awareness, my friends. Okay, John Maxwell tried to warn me. All right, my friend John Maxwell. This is his exchange event. I'm proudly wearing, and there are a few people that might see the replay of this. They know that this is not a cheap T-shirt. All right, we paid a lot of money. Those of us that went to St. Thomas actually a few years ago when we had the chance, and my heart goes out to everybody because St. Thomas, the British Virgin Islands, the regular Virgin Islands, I mean, it's all pretty much wiped out. But not even my friend John Maxwell could save me from the fashion catastrophe that was not just yesterday morning, but the entire day yesterday. And you know what? I just had to laugh at myself. Here's another favorite moment from yesterday. So that was moment number one, which was just like a slow motion, day-long, hole in the pants disaster. Okay. What can I do? By the way, what could I do? We want to pause and reflect. Okay. So maybe my learning lesson is number one, check the pants before you buy the pants, that there are no holes or rips or tears in the pants. That would be a pretty good one. What could we also do? Nathan, once you've bought a pair of pants with holes in it, don't put it in an area where you could accidentally wear it. Okay, this is what we do. This is pause and reflect time. And we are able, when we take a moment to pause, like I just did to demonstrate, okay, we take a moment to do that, and then our life, I realized yesterday our life is either one or the other Bill Murray movie. Okay, and here's what I mean. Okay, either we're growing and we're taking time to reflect, okay, and we're growing and we're baby stepping like Bill Murray did in What About Bob? Okay, maybe we're still kind of pathetic a little bit, but we're baby stepping in the right way. And, it was good. Or if we don't take time to grow and reflect, we're going to have a life that is Groundhog Day. And why am I doing this? Because they'll be going around the mountain when she comes, okay? So your pick. My pick, okay, my fashion Groundhog Day may have just ended because now I've put myself on record in cyberspace land to not buy clothes with hole in them. And if I do buy the clothes, then I'm going to set them aside so that I don't accidentally wear them. Now I'm baby stepping, folks. Next thing you know, I'm going to be on the best dressed of Delaware list. Maybe, maybe not. Okay. Moving on to the second fun moment from yesterday. Now, we want to connect with other people, and there are some fun things that I found that I was able to do during the event yesterday to kind of help morale in the team. Okay. Now, I was talking to my table, who were mainly comprised of TEDx Wilmington volunteers. That is one of my large truck neighbors, okay? And Dennis, you're from Texas, so you probably approve of very loud, noisy trucks. But I think, frankly, I'm more of a dictator. I would ban them from the neighborhood if I could because they're so loud. But anyway, I'm trying to add value to the people and the people at the table yesterday who were on our team. And I was talking to them about how we have to grow and how we have to be flexible and how I learned in Paraguay, where John Maxwell and many of our friends are this week, and originally in Guatemala, to be flexible. And being flexible is why I'm able to be a better leader and serve our TEDx Wilmington team, because I'm flexible. Now, my friends, no sooner had the words flexible come out of my mouth, but one of the Hotel DuPont servers came and gave us immediately, boom, slammed down on our table a giant dish of pastries and a giant dish of chocolate chip cookies and brownies and Hotel DuPont Almond Macaroons that are just delicacies. Boom. I said the word, friends, we need to be flexible. It was a teaching moment, and the server came, and boom, there was this giant serving dish of cookies and brownies and macaroons. And I said, oh my, and we all just stared at each other in shock because of the beauty of these sweets and treats. And also, I said, hey folks, that must be a sign. It must be a sign that I speak the truth. This is a sign that we all need to be flexible, and the universe has responded immediately by manifesting a big dish of cookies and brownies and almond macaroons. Now, has anybody been to the Hotel DuPont Gold Room and had a meal and partook of their one-of-a-kind, only place in the world, almond macaroons? Okay, I have. Have you? They're good. All right, so we're all eating the macaroons. It is like a palace, Teresa. It's just freaking unbelievable. And you should wear your little tiara and come dressed up like a princess, and you'll be my guest for Rotary some Thursday if you ever make it down here, okay? Now, possibly including tomorrow. Who knows? Tomorrow works, except you're doing your event, and I'm doing my event, and then I'm going to jump, literally be the last person on SEPTA riding up to your event, Teresa, tomorrow. And hopefully have a little bit more time to spare. So anyway, so that was the second great moment from yesterday. Now, what could make a moment like that even better, my friends? Okay, when you're given, and there are only like 2 or maybe 3 other people at your table, which is really a table for 8 or 9, so you have double or triple the cookies and brownies and macaroons that you should have. Okay, you have cookie privilege, you have brownie privilege, and you have macaroon privilege. Okay, what do? Well, I offered them to the other people. I said, see, the universe wants us to be flexible, and I offered them the tray. And then my friend Alessandra, who does our photography, didn't want, she was being polite, and she was, being very self-disciplined. And then what I did is with great manual dexterity, we didn't have too much left, but then I tilted ever so slightly the long dish so that the macaroon would slide from my side of the dish slowly to her side of the dish. So it's like a macaroon, zoop, and it didn't fall off the dish. It was right there at the end of the dish, and I kind of shook the dish very closely to, this dish is so long, it was like almost in her face. And then she finally picked up the macaroon, which I believe was her reward. Larry, man, good to see you, man. And so that was a funny sub moment that I actually pulled it off without dropping the dish and all of the brownies and the macaroons, the one-of-the-kind Hotel DuPont macaroons on the floor. I did not do that. Okay, now that's part of the second great moment yesterday. Here's the third great moment, all right? So then I thought, okay, what does a real leader do when they have all of these cookies and extra macaroons and brownies? What's a real leader going to do? I saw, and everybody was gorging themselves on the brownies and the macaroons and all this stuff. I said, we still have a lot of candy and sugar here on the plate. And I said, I am macaroon privileged, but there are other people on the other side of the wall, outside the room doing registration, okay? Our registration people are rock stars, okay? My friend LaDonna was doing these content interviews with the people for content marketing. So she's got her Mevo and her camera, and she's all dolled up and looking great and everything, and she's doing interviews with all the speakers. These people are completely ignorant of my big plate of cookies. They're completely ignorant of my plate of cookies and brownies and one of the kind only in the world Hotel DuPont Almond Macaroons. And I think, I finally realized, okay, the law of awareness. You got to know yourself to grow yourself, okay? I had an awareness, and I said, I should help the less fortunate people who don't have access and don't know about our cookies. So I heroically, okay, and this made me look like more of a rock star that I shouldn't have looked like a rock star, and I don't want to be the hero. Here's another truck. Oh, it's a school bus. Well, I guess we can't ban the school buses from the neighborhood like I'd like to with the loud trucks. But I had a belated awareness, and I said, I don't want to be a rock star in my own party, but it made me feel good to take the plate away from the table, and then I hoisted it up, and I went to the other room, and I offered the brownies and the macaroons and the chocolate chip cookies to our faithful TEDx Wilmington team members and volunteers. And they were so happy. They said, cookies. They said, macaroons. I said, have you ever had a Hotel DuPont Gold Room Almond Macaroon, my friend? They said, oh, I don't even know what a macaroon is. It's there. Take one. Have one. And they said, oh, it's so good. They ate it. So good. So I took it around to Bob. And I took it to Chaitlali, and she had one. And then I took it to LaDonna, and she had one. And I took it to all the other. I found people in the lobby, and I gave them to them. I said, come join us in TEDx Wilmington, even though we're sold out and we don't have tickets, but join our next one. Hey, and I went around serving people. And then, okay, here's what I did. All right, here's what I did. We had some fun, okay? Now, at the end of the event, this is another funny, silly little moment at the end of the event. So at the end of the event, what did I do? I went and I captured the extra macaroons, all right? So you're going to have a hard time seeing this. But you see, that's my hand. That's a macaroon right there. I went around from table to table and I captured macaroons. You see that? You see that? I grabbed the macaroons. I stole them. But I wasn't stealing them and I took more and I stuffed it in my pocket of my jacket. And I was not stealing it from anybody else. They were going to go in the trash, believe it or not, these priceless macaroons. Let's even see if you can just hang on there for a moment. I'm going to see, I may have forgotten to take the macaroons out of my pocket. Let's see what I got here, folks. I'll be right back. Here we go. Here, I got my jacket right here. I'm going to have a little fashion moment with me. A little fun fashion moment. Here we go. Moment of truth coming right up, my friends. Okay? Okay? All right. So that is me doing the catwalk. Now, all right. So this is my jacket that I used. All right. Macaroon. Yes, I rescued. Good word, Dennis. I rescued the macaroons. Oh, my gosh. All right, so I got a couple of crumbs. Guess what I got here, my friends? One macaroon. All right. Now, there was such abundance, all right? It's so good to have a abundance mentality. This is 2 macaroons, okay? These are really good, even if they're a day old. 3 macaroons, okay? I do not lie. I do not lie. Now look, everybody's joining me for Facebook Live now that I'm pulling macaroon. Oh, I only got 4. I have a lifesaver, a peppermint lifesaver from Rotary last week. I guess I only rescued 3 macaroons. Okay, and they're really good. They're really good. So anyway, so that was a lot of fun being able. I believe it or not, I gave the tray earlier in the day, and people were able to have macro. Gigi, you were there. Yeah, no wonder they disappeared so fast. So, Gigi, your sacrifice, okay, of the tray that we had of macaroons at our table, your sacrifice of allowing me to take the tray out of the room has contributed to morale on our team. Great morale has gone up by at least 2 or 3 macaroons, and good things happen. So anyway, so now Gigi, you're just jumping on here right now. The first fun moment. There are 3 fun moments. The first fun moment that you may have missed is the little incident with my pants yesterday. Okay, so I shared that, and I'm sharing this in the context of something that I teach at LeadMax at the library, which is the laws of growth. And the law of awareness says that you need to know yourself to grow yourself. And I didn't have the awareness that I needed to have when I was on the bus. I didn't have the awareness that I needed to have when I was getting dressed that morning, and you can see that I obviously paid the price for that. Now, the second moment was when I had when I was giving you that lecture, okay, when I was boring you and all the other people in the table about that lecture about being flexible, and then the server gave us the tray. Okay, that was the second great moment, and then the third great moment was when I served all the other people that helped us there, which is great. Now my computer is slowing down right now, probably because I haven't rebooted it in about 4 days. So this is what I get. There's a little bit of I'm actually playing judo with myself. There's a tiny little delay, but anyway, man, fun moments from yesterday's event. So those are the 3 great moments. I'm going to throw in a bonus moment, and that was when Denise Freeman held the audience completely spellbound for her entire TEDx talk, and possibly changed the trajectory of her life by just nailing it out of the park the way that she did. So if you want to hear more about that, you can tune into yesterday's little Facebook Live. Hey, as always, I'm a little surprised that we went 30 minutes almost on this one, but I guess that's what happens when I start talking about fashion and macaroons and other things like that. But, LeadMax, those of you who are local, you got to go to leadmax.me, register. We still have a couple of seats for tomorrow's event at 3:30. I really want you to be in the room. I really want you to bring other people in the room, because this is just amazing growth content that we can have, and we are starting our 3 to 4 month certificate program. And I don't want you to miss it. If you're trying to get, a promotion, or you're trying to get a better job, different job, if you're in transition, if you are managing other people, if you are executive, if you are supervising, if you are entrepreneur, if you are trying to get funding. I mean, all of these things will help you. And here's what's different about Maxwell's stuff. A lot of this stuff is work related, and it's fancy, and it's got all this data and everything else. Well, the data that John Maxwell has is he's sold over 20 million books. And the key that's so simple about his stuff is, well, I just said it. It's simple, okay? So it's not complicated. And when something is simple, that means it doesn't just work at work, okay? That means it works at the volunteer organization. It works at home, okay? So imagine that. You could be doing work-related skills and upgrading your skills and being able to connect with other people, expanding your awareness. And then you take those same skills home, and you have a better relationship with the people at home, okay? And they love you more, and you love them more. And it's because there's really no separation, okay? We've evolved beyond the part where we can separate. The millennials know this. We've evolved. We can't compartmental work, and now I'm the home person, and now I'm the work person, and now I'm the home person. We're the same person, okay? We can't compartmentalize this stuff. So we've got to learn how to connect to other people, simply because we're not doing enough of it at work, my friends. I hope to see you tomorrow at the library, 3:30. Bring your department, bring your partners, bring your team, bring your venture capitalists, bring the people in your work group, bring them. Leadmax.me, Wilmington Public Library tomorrow. And actually, if that's too far for you, go to John's, because he's doing stuff at the library as well, different library. Take care, everybody, and thanks for joining today.